Hello, I want to thank you for breaking the mold and coming to our site. This is where we start the process of taking back our children. They are our children, given to us by a choice made between two people in love and proof of a miracle. A child made from two people, a woman selfishly giving her body up for 9 months to grow and nurture human life and then to bear excruciating pains to bring that baby to our world. A father, the protector, is a strong individual whose job is to at all costs protect the children from evil and harm. The rules and purpose were established in the Bible. It was a miracle, and we are just letting these demons come to our sanctuaries, criticize our lives, insult our roles as parents, and take our kids, never faltering. Yes, we kick and yell, but at the end, the kids are still gone and life of emptiness begins. That sounds so un-American, but more so ungodly. He is pissed those kids are for our entrance to heaven and we are giving them away. Not anymore. It's time to square the devil in the face and take back what rightfully belongs to us, something that only our Maker can do, and won't if you show your faith. CPS is stealing children around the world for profits, and your government is with them. The system is rigged. You can be perfect in every way. We all were in our children's eyes. It won't matter. These are economically inside kidnappings. You need to understand that. True, there are times when intervention is necessary, but that is not who they target. So stop putting yourself down or someone you know who lost a child to CPS. Stand up or stand them up and fight. Fight like a bear would if the cub is trying to be harmed. Learn from the simplicity of animals, which we are far more advanced and way more backward. The children are the future, not a number on a budget report, not an estimated worth. They are our flesh and blood and made from a miracle. Now that you know what's going on, stand with us and fight so no other children will be used as slaves to the system that we are supposed to control. Shame on us. Time to make it right in your home in God's eyes.
Be prepared to hear what CPS is, and after listening, please be ready to act, for we need everyone for this one. This is a problem that affects every person in the world because the protection of our children and the sanctity of family is a universal human right. It is time to take a stand and demand that CPS be held accountable for their actions. The corruption has run rancid, and our children, the future of the human race, are being depleted by trafficking and family ancestry being erased. Not to mention the broken hearts and river of tears left behind in the wake of family annihilation. Why? For what? Money. Money for the soul of a child, and this is determined by a person inexperienced in more ways than one, yet our system allows them to play God. What have we become as a society, when the cries of children fill pockets with riches and breaks hearts of family and we the people do nothing? How do we turn our backs on an issue as disgusting as this? No person should sleep comfortably knowing this is happening. Children crying for their families while CPS employees celebrate their cash bonuses, high-fiving in the halls of justice. Think this is a lie? Look at Social Security Act Title IV and Safe Families Act. They promote the caseworkers to quickly steal these children from loving families in record times. And what did these families do so wrong? Most of them nothing. Have you ever noticed the children that die have been called upon as many as 30 times? That's because there is no money in children who have already been spoiled by true abuse or born to true drug addicts. No one pays top dollar for that. The money is in the perfect blonde-haired, blue-eyed good family and upbringing. Yes, instant family. Just add kid for whatever price they ask. No one is out of reach from these demons, and they must be held accountable for their crimes against innocent families. How are judges so freely letting children be erased from the heritage they are entitled to? They inflict on the family the same level of punishment given to a murderer or person society has to eliminate, as they are so wretched existence is no longer favorable. Termination of parental rights is the equivalent to the death penalty in more than one way. Think about that for just a moment. Do you know someone who has lost their children, and if so, is the death penalty a worthy and just punishment? That is on the adults. Why do the children then get punished as well? This system is itself cruel and unusual punishment. This is America. We don't treat living people in such heartless ways. For all this to happen, it's corruption from the ground to the White House. That is the truth. Together, we can raise awareness about the injustices done by CPS and fight for the rights of our children.
There are so many of us affected by CPS corruption, yet we isolate ourselves in shame. Not anymore. AbolishCPS.com has been created to show with force what has happened to us is wrong, and we are not remaining silent. We are the parents of those children you have wrongfully taken. We stand to abolish CPS.
Please stop the real abuse.abolishcps.com.
That's me in the very beginning. Now I am a baby and getting zoomed from my mom to my birthday. I don't remember a lot about my younger life, but I remember it was fun and I felt so safe. My mom and dad always happy. I guess my mom's sister was mad that my dad was so great, so she called the police and said he hit my mom. We were all reading and they came. I heard my dad yelling, "There's no way!" My mom was crying loudly. Some lady took us away. The court said my parents abused and neglected us. They only loved us. The caseworker lied. I never saw my parents again. I'm still hoping one day they come. I am a victim of CPS and so are my parents. We need to find justice in all of this madness for all of us that are being abused. It's not fair. Every kid I know has a mom and dad. I know they miss me. I bet they fight every day for me to come home.
Don't get caught like us. Know your rights.
All right, good evening, everybody. Friday evening, or Thursday evening here. I'm sorry, March 21st. CPS victims hunting for justice. And man, you know, like the more I'm seeing and the more I'm looking at, the more I'm hearing people, we are just getting annihilated out there. I can't understand where the American people are, where the American public is, how they can just let us sit here and just get slaughtered like this. I know that there's enough information out there. I know that there's plenty of people out there that know what's going on. But for some reason, people, we are not getting together and we're not getting our message across strong enough or solidified enough so that people are grasping on and fearing us as a whole. People, this is what is important. I cannot get into your head how important that this next coming election is for this movement. Now, I know a lot of people are walking around sitting here saying, oh, well, it's just another election. Who cares if I vote? Blah, 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 blah. You do matter when you vote. It does matter who you put into office. And it does matter that you put the right person in there. We have all fought very, very, very hard. All of us, our fights have been different. Some of us have taken the high ground. Some of us took the low ground. Some of us took the easy way out. Some of us took the quickest way. Whatever we could get, we took. You know what I mean, guys? You know, my daughter is going to come home. But so are your sons and daughters, because I'm not giving up this fight until all of us can sit here and talk about how we got our daughters back when this show is called CPS Victims Parade of Victory or something like that. Now, I just have so much on my mind that it's just mind-blowing to me, and I'm trying to just catalog all this here. You know what? I'm going to do something. You want to come in on the line tonight? If you want to call, you can go ahead and call in at 207-690-1134. Again, that's 207-690-1134. If you want to go ahead and contact me with your questions, or shoot the breeze, or tell me about what you got going on, something along those lines, please do. And we'll get you on the air. We'll get your story on the air. Don't know if I saw Herbert in here a little while ago. I don't know if he'll be coming back. I hope he does. Herbert, if you're listening to this, please come back. You know what? Let's do this too. You know what? Since we're doing this is kind of, look, this week has just been a really weird week. We've been a little bit off here and there, so we're going to use this as let's use this as a test phase. Let's learn a little bit together, huh? So what I'm going to try to do right now is I am going to try to make this live episode correspond with my first ever TikTok live, and let's see if we can build an audience up so that we can really get to talking. Because people, I have a lot to say. Listen, I know for a fact that inside these documents right here, what we need to get our children home is this. It's here, guys. But it's not going to just work with, one or two of us together trying to do this. We need a bunch of us together. We need a bunch of us together learning. We need a bunch of us together educating. We need a bunch of us together so that some can teach those that aren't picking up on it. All right? We've got it, guys. We've got the groundwork. The groundwork's in here. We're laying out the blueprints. But we need everybody to come together and get on the same page and be a freaking mountain here. There are plenty of us that have been affected by CPS. Plenty of us. We need every one of you. This is very important. Like I said, you want to call in? You want to talk tonight? I'll tell you what. You go ahead, call 207-690-1134. That's the call-in number. That'll get you right through to me. And if you got some questions or comments, or you want to just kind of throw something at me, or tell me how much I suck, or whatever, you go right ahead. Tell me how I can improve. I don't care. Let's go. Let's make this a learning show here for all of us. Uh, Probably my producer would be like, yeah, learn what not to do ever again there, Mr. Punisher. So, again, or if you got something to say in the chat, go ahead. As always, chat's right here off to one of our sides. You can go ahead and put a comment right there. If you don't feel like CPSing is the way to grow or get better in your situation. So yeah, call me at 207-690-1134. Leave a number over here or leave a comment over here in the chat. Let's address that. You know what? Any of you that are watching right now, I'll tell you what. I will tell you what I'll do. If you're watching right now and you're live, put your name in the chat, put your email address. I'm going to send you a $10 gift card to use at abolishcps.com website store. So at this time right now, it's 10:05 p.m. I'm going to keep this open until, is it 10:05? Yes, 10:05 p.m. right now. I'm going to keep this open till 10:25. So for the next 20 minutes, any person that puts their name and email address in that chat box will get a $10 gift card to the abolishcps.com store where you get all the apparel and everything there. Any person that refers anybody will get an additional $5. So every person that you refer, there's Herbert, every person that you refer to getting on, so that they put their name in the chat right now for the next 20 minutes, they too will get a $5 gift card, and so will you. So let's go, people. Let's show us how this thing can work and how we could build momentum by bringing in people, by sizing this thing up. I'll bring Herbert in here, my man, my law enforcement guru. Herbert, how are you this evening, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. Hey, I was just telling everybody that was watching. So it's now 10:06. So for the next 20 minutes or 19 minutes now, so we'll do this till 10:25. Any person that writes their name in at the chat here, that's to the right of our screen, they write their name and their email address. I'm going to give them a $10 gift card to the abolishcps.com store. And then if they refer people to there and these people sign in, I will give them an additional $5 gift card. So there's a potential for someone to make some pretty decent money here to get to put some people on that list and get some abolishcps.com apparel.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, it is. It's nice. Also tonight I put the call-in line. I'm going to the number one number, Herbert. So I'm giving the people the 207-690-1134. Again, that's 207-690-1134. You can ask us some questions, give us some answers, do whatever you got to do that you feel like we messed up or we did wrong, or any sort of questions that you have to pass things along, or anything.
I got a question for you. Is Melissa on with us?
She is not in here yet. No, sir.
Okay, because she doesn't know you're on. So can you call her?
No, she knows I'm on. I messaged her.
I was on the phone. I was on the phone with her for about 45 minutes, talking about what her and I talked about yesterday. And I said, well, what about the show? Because I tried to get on before, and she says, I don't know if he's having it.
Yeah, I sent it to her. I sent it to you too, 9:10. But I'll send it again. Shoot fire! Yeah, she has two of them right here. I'm looking right at them. But I will send it to her again. And let's see if we can get Melissa in here.
Just before I joined you again, I was talking to Melissa for 45 minutes.
Oh, that's strange. Very strange. Well, you know what, Herbert? We're no strange to having the government go ahead and mess with our things. And I mean, I'm looking at it clear as day on my side. I sent the invites out early at 9:07, and like you're saying, you didn't get one till later, and she didn't even get one.
Well, maybe. What time does the show start?
So we moved it now to be 9:15 on Monday through Friday. That's what we're going to do from this point forward. And I'm doing this because it seems to be that we have more people available to be watching. It's like our viewers doubled. So instead of getting them on the rebound, I thought that it'd be better to get them for the live presentation and try to get some live interaction.
Okay, very good.
So, to everybody, make sure you keep note in that. Make sure that you make note that yes, make note that we are coming on at that time. And let's see. I think
Well, you got to preface 9:15. What is that called? Eastern Standard Time?
Yes, sir. Sure is.
Or you got to say that because 9:15 for me is 6:15 where I'm at.
Is it 6:15 now, or did you change? Is it?
No. Right now it's 7. It's after 7. But I'm just saying that 9:15 would be 6:15.
Yep. Yes, sir.
So,
yeah.
so you have to. So talking to your viewers, you got to say Eastern Standard Time so they can, adjust their when they make the phone call based on where they're at.
Right. Man.
Stay with me, Darren.
There was. I'm here. I'm just reading this paper right here. Hold on.
Okay.
So, and I'm looking at this thing from Melissa. So, Herbert, what do you know about what do you know about Title IV funding, Herbert? You got.
I don't really know much about it. I mean, I've never really got into that to really learn about Title IV funding.
Right.
I would be the wrong person to ask that. You can ask me anything about law procedures, policies, procedures. I mean, standard operating procedures, stuff like that. I can answer.
Right.
Deal with police-related stuff.
Right. I'm only asking you because since your endeavor here, you've gone from knowing very little about CPS to non-existent amounts to now you could actively tell people the proper way to defend themselves if CPS came to their houses.
Yes.
I mean, you're becoming quite well versed in what's going on in the world of CPS.
Yes, that's correct.
So, like, I would say that you now at this point have become a graduate of Phase 1.
Okay.
Like I think to you, your knowledge of CPS, you definitely get the basics and what's going on, right? So now I think with you. Oh, by the way, I started my own neighborhood, right? Your neighborhood.
Next door.
Yes, your next door. I started my own next door today, asking about CPS and such. I've yet to check and see what it entailed, but maybe I should do that here in a couple of minutes.
You're gonna get people responding back to you.
Okay, good. Because there's nothing worse than these, long thought out things that you put your time into and then no one answers. You're like, oh, come on, Carrie, there's our girl Carrie. She's on, and like she said, it's 8:15 for her. Carrie, since you are probably our most loyal fan, are you okay with this time change to 9:15 Eastern time, 8:15 Carrie time, 6:15 Herbert time, and whoever else is out there, X marks the spot. But Carrie, let us know, are you okay with that time? I mean, I don't know if you know this, Herbert, or because I see this a lot more. Carrie is definitely our number one fan. She watches every episode. Excellent. It works better for her. So that's great. She watches, I'm pretty sure, every episode. She is, she's awesome. And thank you very much, Carrie, for doing that for us.
Can you bring Carrie in? Can you text her invite?
I don't know, Carrie, you want to come in and talk with us tonight? You would, since we're kind of just. Herbert, this was the other thing I want to do. But Carrie, if you're cool with it, I will send you the link to do an invite, and you can come in. Oh no, thank you for watching us. But would you like to come in and ask us some questions? How about that? That'd be fun, right? If Carrie,
she just has to type her phone number or her text or something.
You know what? I'm just gonna send her the invite anyway. Carrie,
okay,
I'm gonna shoot you the invite right now, right over here. Oh, she can't tonight. She'll take a rain check. Her loud son isn't.
Okay.
No worries. Hey, Carrie, do this though. Make sure that you put your name and email address if you're comfortable with that there. I don't ever think about that, but do it somehow in some way.
No, she shouldn't put her. She shouldn't put her email address where she's texting right now.
Right. Well, how am I
You
going to do that? How can I do that? Because now I just thought of that with these people and the confidentiality. We don't probably want to do so much of that with them,
no.
with people on there. Let's see. How about this? How about if you text me at, if you message me at, well, actually, if you can text me at 207-690-1134, your information, then we can do that. That's exactly what we can do.
What's the number again? Slowly.
The number is 207-690-1134. Okay, and if you want to, if you feel like you want to send an email, you can send us at, I believe it is now help at abolishcps.com. And that is that. That's how you can also get in touch. Hey, don't forget, Herbert, I know we're going to go to the Title IV funding thing. There's a lot of things that we don't ever talk about, and we get right into meat and potatoes, but people don't understand the tools and the things that we do or use, or the people we know, or the resources we have, which I think that's important, because people must wonder what we sit around and like, where do these guys get their information from? You know, like, where are they learning this stuff from? So I think it's very nice of us to send this and spend this time spitting out these things for these people so that they have a spot to get resources. I don't know if you've seen it or not on my abolishcps.com site. I have a resource library on there where it has a bunch of books, court accepted documents, things along that, case laws, different manuals and handbooks. There's all kinds of things on there, Herbert, that get you slicked up with your fight with CPS. I've had a lot of help through a lot of years with people. I'm trying to make a better way to upload these things so I could do like a share, a draft, like a page share or something.
Sure.
So I don't know if there's anybody out here who could help us with that or help me with that. I wouldn't mind. You can email me at help at abolishcps.com. If you guys have any sort of knowledge in all of this coding and HTML and all of this stuff, please, I beg you, get your rest first and then come back and lend me a hand, please, because this is it's another community all grown up just being chopped apart by this CPS machine, and it really stinks. To see that old town charm just get wiped away because these young kids are just being, Jesus almighty, these young kids are just hey, man down, Herbert, because these young kids are just being pulled out of these communities, and that is all due to, sorry about that, let me get back to that, all of that due to the tone of Title IV funding. Now, Herbert, what if I were to tell you?
Tell me what Title IV funding is all about.
Well, that's what I'm getting at here. But first, I think what I want to do is I'm going to put us on TikTok Live while we do this so people can hear the same thing. I think this will be a fun experiment. But Title IV funding is the basis for all of the money that has come to create this business that we call CPS. It was part of the Social Security Act in 1933, 34, around that time period. Don't give me I'm not exactly accurate on that date. I know it's right in there. If I look, I'll get the actual, but who cares about the actual date? What this did was this allowed funds through the Social Security Administration to come about to help take care of children that were in need of services and families that were having a tough time. See, they weren't exactly gunning for the children at first. They were coming in and they, a couple of these mothers of these nice uppity up families wanted to do something, be the better moms, do something for their community. So they came in and, oh, we'll tell you how to raise your child, like this type of stuff. Now, Title IV funding comes, and I will tell you that this is the basis of Title IV funding. Title IV-E of the Social Security Act, states, territories, tribes are all entitled to claim federal reimbursement for the cost of providing foster care, adoption assistance, and kinship guardianship assistance to children who meet federal eligibility criteria. Title IV-E funding program, as it is commonly called, provides support for monthly payments on behalf of eligible children, as well as funds for related case management activities, training, data collection, and other costs of programs administrations. For instance, for year 2013, states spent $12.3 billion under the Title IV-E program, both federal and state dollars. At least 25% of this spending, some $3.1 billion, was expended for the types of administrative program costs described in this report. It includes case planning, pre-placement activities related to children in or entering foster care, as well as licensing, recruitment, yada, 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 yada. Okay? Moving forward, this is what is required of the states, the CPS offices, the officers of the state, our Congress people, all of these people. This, people, is how we need to go after these son of a bitches for stealing our stuff. Other than those related to the provision of direct financial assistance to eligible children, those requirements are intended to 1. Enable children to be reunited with their families or prevent their entry to foster care. 2. Promote children's placement with relatives and maintain sibling connections. 3. Ensure child's living arrangements are safe and appropriate and permit normalcy. 4. Provide for regular oversight and review of each child's status in foster care and timely development and implementation of a permanency plan. 5. Ensure timely efforts to find a permanent home for children or youth who cannot be reunited with their families. Ensure the health care and education needs for children in foster care are addressed. Help youth make a successful transition from foster care to adulthood, and so on, and like as things go on. Here's another one. This is another one. Identify, document, and determine services necessary for child welfare and involved children or youth who are victim or at risk of sex trafficking, and locate and respond to the children and youth who run away or are missing from foster care. Ensure program coordination and collaboration to meet certain administrative standards. Did you hear that, Herbert?
Yeah, I heard that.
So they want to determine services necessary for child welfare involved children or youth who are victims or at risk of sex trafficking.
I heard that.
Yeah. Now, in reading all of this, what do you see is the one thing that Title IV funding says has to happen? Child comes home.
Reunification.
Right.
Reunification.
Correct. This thing, this bill or law or whatever it is full of it. Full of these requirements. Oh, they have to be
Yeah, but that's what's required. But it's also contingent on each parent individual situation that could allow it to happen or prohibit it from happening.
Okay, you're right. You are correct. So that would be what they call the best interest of the child, right? That would be in that.
Exactly. Is it the best interest of the child to return them back to their parents if the parents haven't straightened out their situation?
Okay, if that decision is made that it's not in their best interest, no more money.
No. Let me try to pick something. Let me ask you this question: Is a child allowed to live in a camper, a vacation, like a small
with
not bedroom, a small 1 bed, 2 bed camper.
With their family?
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as the conditions meet the meet.
That's where they live.
So the kids can clean themselves. I mean, as long as obviously there are certain criteria that goes along with it, but not everybody gets to live in a mansion, right? Yeah, of course they can live in a camper.
Okay, I just try to pick something out where CPS might jump on it and say this doesn't meet standard. How about a house that doesn't have adequate running water?
Okay,
so
they can still live there with those parents. Here's the kicker: CPS is now supposed to provide a service and assist them with financial programs from Title IV funding to fix the problem so that the family can stay together as a unit.
Okay.
So okay.
So another scenario. Dad is on he's on the sauce. Alcohol. Okay. Dad's a threat to the child. Mom is fine. She doesn't even smoke cigarettes. But CPS says, well, as long as dad is not around, because they've been divorced or whatever, as long as he's not around, the children could come home to mom. But dad lives there too.
Okay.
Dad is in the home. He could be a threat to the children.
Okay.
So what do we do in a case like that?
Well, if it's the perfect world and you're asking me what I would do if I was in this situation and what these things say, first of all, this is going to say that if the father's situation, you said that he's a threat to the child. What type of threat is he? What is he, just verbally abusive? Is he
He's verbally and physically abusive to the children.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons why mama got a divorce from him.
Okay.
Okay. And when he does come, he's constantly yelling at them, hitting them for not doing what he wants them to do.
Okay.
Although mom is custody of the children. Mom has custody of the child.
Okay, mom has custody, but the father has not.
No, but the father comes by. He really shouldn't be coming by.
Right. So
it's his children too.
So
but
the father, the belief that the state's going to say, remove the jeopardy, take the father out of the scenario. You have a nice time.
But the father, but the father is out of the scenario. He shouldn't be visiting. He shouldn't be going there.
Okay.
But he does, and it's found out by CPS that he does. So now I would assume CPS will take the children away from the mom.
Correct. Yes, they will.
Okay.
Yep.
So how is that corrected with that family? What can mom do so she can keep her children?
She's done everything according to what we said, right?
Well, she tries to keep him out, but he's very abusive.
Does mom still love the guy?
Of course, mom loves the guy.
Okay. First, mom could do a restraining order.
So she's actually letting him in.
She could get a restraining order, right?
Yeah.
That'd be one of them. It would be up to CPS then if mom, from what I gather and how this is supposed to go, is if dad is abusive, and because here's the problem now is there's so many studies that are coming out that even cases of mild abuse and things of that nature, you're still better off staying in the home with your parents than you are by the trauma of what happens when you are removed. See, that's what studies are showing now. That's what the University of Baltimore study shows, that removing a child from the home is one of the most traumatic moments of any person's life that they will ever have and ever have again. They put it like they put it like next to combat, I guess, in some instances. It's disgusting, it's terrorizing. So you have to be very cautious what place, or you're supposed to be very cautious at what place you decide to use this force to remove a child. We know that CPS doesn't recognize the power that they control over people's lives. I think that's a big part of what goes on with these caseworkers too, is they're too naive or too whatever. They need to realize the power that they possess. I don't think they get it. They think they're too young. I think they're too naive. I think they still got celebrity syndrome, like, oh, I'm in college and all this stuff. I don't think they get the power of removing and splitting up a family is, and how powerful that position is, and the implications that position and what they do will have on somebody for the rest of their lives.
So according to your viewer, she mentioned something about a safety plan. What did she say there? What was the first thing she said just right there? They will make
a restraining
her get.
Yep. Carrie said they will have a restraining order from Dad. And then her next comment is, and they will do a safety plan, which we all know what happens when you sign that safety plan, Herbert.
Yes. So they have the safety plan,
right?
And then they're gonna follow up on the safety plan too, right? They're gonna do home inspection.
So when we sign that safety plan, we have just contracted with Child Protective Services. We have now accepted their services by signing that safety plan. That's a very important thing. Everybody needs to realize you signed that safety plan. You now are just as responsible and just as much of a part of this whole situation as they were. The second you put your name on that safety plan, this game changes.
Yep, because you have a relationship with them.
Correct. Yep. So now, where do we go? Now we have a mom that did nothing wrong, just love her kids, tried to love her old man. He was a jerk, drank a little bit too much. Good guy, provide for the family, whatever. Just a little bit out of control, maybe, or whatever. Now we have a mom that has to choose between her husband and the kids, which shouldn't be that difficult to do. She doesn't want to do it because that's kids' dads. And you have a caseworker that's come in here and says, you need to abide by this safety plan. And that safety plan consists of removing the father out of their lives, or mom's going to lose the kids. And when mom and dad know how much it is, they love each other, and that this sucks, and that these instances suck, and they know that if they would just get the help that they needed, that possibly these things would go away. Like Title IV funding says and supports that you do.
Okay. Now, what is your viewer saying there? They will bury something?
They will make, they said, no, they will bury, I'm sorry, Carrie, what did you say here? See, Carrie, you should have come on.
Bury?
They will bury that study and say it's incredible because that goes against everything they do. Yes, Carrie, you know what? Do you have that study? I can send that to you. That way we know at least 2 people on this earth have it, me and you. It's done by the University of Baltimore, and it's called the harm of removal. It's the name of the study. So make sure that you check that out. I believe that it also is on my site, ballerscps.com. I believe it sits in there, in that Arkadelphia type place. Gee whiz, that was scary as hell.
Tell Terry if she writes in caps, I can read it. I'm sure she hears me. Yeah, Terry, if you write in caps, even if Darren's talking, I'm reading your remarks.
Yeah. She says the safety plan is their biggest tool for manipulation.
Yes.
Yep, for manipulation and holding you liable.
Accountable. Liable and accountable.
Yep. So, now what, Herbert? Now what?
Well, we're just educating people so they understand. When they sign that plan, that they're in the loop.
Right. So, okay, so here's the thing, right? So as of right now, the safety plan's out. As far as the family's concerned, reunification is the goal, okay? I'll tell you how it works. The case planner or the caseworker comes out. She says, "Okay, I'm signing this thing. I'm going to tell you it's going to be for a year because that's when I project that you're going to be all done." Blah 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 blah. They identify these points. Sometimes they don't. Whatever. They're going to lie and say they did anyway. But they're going to say, you need to get this done, this done, this done, and you can't do it. It's not something that you can just run out and do. It's not like you can go to, Walmart, get some sponges, go to Hannaford's and grab the covers for the lids and then go get straws at another store and come back and make, milkshakes with people. It's not how it works. Everything is timed and timed. They do this on purpose. Why do they do this on purpose? Why would they want to slow your time with your child? Break your bond. They want to sever the bond that you have with your child. Makes everything much, much, much easier. It's why, answer me this, how is this not cruel and unusual punishment that you go from having a child in your home every day, every waking minute that you have in that home with you, they come, they take them away, and they say, you know what, little kid, you get to see your mom and dad one day a week, separately, in a little tiny room that's hot and stinks and has some other person sitting there watching you guys interact, and your mom and dad can't bring you any toys or any other things. You need only have what we have. That's it. And they're not allowed.
It's like the child's incarcerated.
That's it, man. That's what it's like in these meetings, Herbert. That's exactly what it's like when you go there to visit your child.
Yeah. It sounds like the child went to jail and you're going to go visit your child who's in jail.
It is freaking boiling my freaking blood right now. How angry it makes me that they are allowed to abuse and neglect our children this way, from taking them from loving homes and then putting them into a situation such as that, and they laugh about it and they collect checks from it. They are openly on television and newspapers and everything else that they're not capable of doing the jobs that they're presented. Well, guess what? Unemployment rate's pretty damn high right now. I bet there's a lot of people that could step up their game and actually care about people and come in and work for them and maybe do a better job. Maybe it's time that everybody takes this job seriously.
Well, then what you guys have taught me also is if that child is in foster care, he or she may be in with other children that's not related to them and get bullied.
Yeah, I know. It's disgusting, man. Well, look at Bo's situation last night. We didn't even get into that with Bo. But Bo would tell you a story where he was with the one of the families he was with, and that kid would pick on him constantly, pick him on a fight, pick him into a fight and get him right to that, just drive it right to Bo. So he finally didn't have a choice but to either retaliate or do something. And then that little brat kid would go in and sniff and cry, and oh, Bo did this. When in all reality, it was the other child that did it. So these poor kids are living their whole freaking lives in lies.
Yeah.
It sucks, man. It really does. And we need to figure out, Herbert, how can we move this up to a level that is at least viewed, if not accepted, because we're here, there's here, and we're not getting here. How do we change this so people pay attention?
Well, you're a start right now, and you just have to get more people to chime in on your channel so we can all get together in concert and discuss these matters.
I know. I just hope that they come. I hope that you people out here watching, Carrie, so right now, what this tells me is that Carrie is the only person that's viewing our shows right now. Carrie's the only one that's on. And I know this week we've been on and off with the times, and we had some issues and so on, trying some new things out. So I get that and I understand that. But we have one person, and that's you, Carrie. So thank you for doing that. And thank you for make sure you send me an email so we can get you some gift cards so that you can buy some apparel. But there's one person, all right? Let's just try to get 2 on the next show. Let's just set the goals low, right? Come on, man. Let's get 2. If we can just get 2, if we can get that number 2 up there on a consistent level, then we're doing better. And then we'll go to 3, and then we'll go to 4, and we'll go on and on and on. But if we can't get to 2, we're not doing better than 1, right? So that's going to be our next goal, is to get 2 people here tomorrow night. Carrie, can you assist us in that? Can you assist us in getting 2 people to get on this show, not to be on the show with us, but to watch the show through and through and stay with us the entire show so that number stays at 2? You think you can handle that, Carrie? And anybody else that's watching, please do. Sorry if we're not drawing you in with the conversation. We just don't see anybody else there. Obviously, it could be anybody, but it's not.
Well, let Terry know. Also, well, Terry can hear me. Terry, you should also know that when you do type things, because I'm on the show, I can see it too. So even if Darren's not looking up, it's in my face, and I can bring Darren's attention to it.
Right.
So you can tell people that you bring on that they don't have to be on the show, but if they want to make comments, we'll see the comments and we'll respond to their comments immediately.
Herbert, you can't touch those comments and bring them up.
No. I'm looking at it on the side of my screen. I can see her comments.
Okay.
As long as she types in caps, I don't have to use a magnifying glass.
Okay.
If she types in caps, I can see it very clear. Here we go. She just sent something. It looks like I just sent it, something like that. She said something about I just sent it.
That to me. I think she was meaning that she just sent me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Terry, I just wanted to tell you.
Terry.
I saw that quick. Terry. Terry name's Terry, right?
Carrie.
Yeah, Terry. Terry, when you typed that, I saw it immediately. So even if Darren is engaged and involved in talking, I will see Terry. It's Terry, right?
Carrie with a C. Carrie.
Oh, Carrie.
Yes,
Carrie.
Yes. All right. Woo.
Okay.
All right.
I was hearing Terry. I'm sorry, Carrie. Yeah, and she just said I can, and so I'll see a message immediately. Since I'm on the show, Carrie, I can see the message immediately.
Uh-huh.
So any of your guests that you have, Carrie, that you have them watch the show, tell them to type in caps, and I'll make sure Darren addresses their concern.
Or you'll address it, Herbert. It doesn't always have to be me, my man.
Well, I will bring to your attention that one of your viewers has a concern.
All right.
And you can look up and see what it says.
All right. Okay. We'll go with that. That's fine. But that's I think that's a good thing. And I think Carrie, if you can bring, how about this too? Let's just build her up for all these tasks, right? So if Carrie can bring us 5 viewers by Tuesday that say that they were with Carrie, then we'll give her another $10 gift card to the ballercps.com store.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Pressure's on you, Carrie. Pressure's on you to get this stuff done. That way,
and Carrie knows that we're not on Saturday and Sundays.
Right.
We're not on Saturday and Sundays.
Right. We are not.
Tomorrow, and then we'll be back on Monday. Melissa Monday.
Melissa Monday. Yep. Mondays are good. I like Mondays. I was thinking maybe we could.
She said okay. She said it's okay.
All right, perfect. Carrie's on. I love it. We need a bunch more Carries in our corner for sure. Herbert, I was thinking maybe we should get that hospital administrator back in with us on Monday. Your friend there, And I'm thinking that maybe we could maybe do a little bit of work with how to construct a letter of some sort or something like that to these administrators asking questions about, something along those lines. Whereas maybe it
I
would,
can reach out. I can reach out to him.
yeah,
I can reach out to him, but I don't know his availability.
right. Something along those lines. Because, we need to be and continue to be about actions and moving forward. We're not sitting here just talking about stories. We're talking about we want to get these things done. Have you heard any more? Have you done any more, Herbert, with the Wendy case? Have you looked into any of those cops and the corruption out there?
Did I look into what? Say that again.
Remember our friend was Wendy, right? That had all the problems out there with the police departments were harassing her, and she was handicapped. We had her on for a couple of days.
I did touch bases with her. We talked,
Okay.
but she never got back to me.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Carrie's saying some stuff here.
Okay. What do we got?
Do you don't want have something? I can't read it clearly.
Okay, hold on.
Me, anything will be. What? See, you see it clearer than I do.
She says, you don't have to give me anything. I will see what I can do. No, really, the social media person. Not really the social media person, but I will. Awesome, Carrie. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate that. I'm not going to sit here and argue and fight with you and say, yes, we will send you something. It's up to you. You want us to send you those gift cards? We said that we would. We promised you we would. And if you want those, they're over there for you. And it's just a nice thanks for sending that to you. Hey, Herbert, guess what?
It's that time.
How'd you like that? Did you hear that?
I like that.
All right. And it's better than this one. Crickets,
The crickets?
Yeah, the crickets, when you got that. Or we could do like this. You could be like, woo. Woo! All right.
Or how about this one?
That just brought every cat in my neighborhood to your Herbert. Jesus Almighty. Holy smokes, man.
That's my puppy's toy.
Yeah.
He's been putting in my face because he knows it's time to go.
Yeah.
He knows the show should be over because he wants to play with his squeaky toy.
All right, Herbert, you got any last words for tonight, my man?
No, I just hope that people hang in there and try to learn as much as they can and try to adhere to if they have what is it called? Safety study? No, what was the name of it?
Safety
those plans with CPS? Those plans?
Yeah,
safety plans?
Yes, sir.
To strictly adhere to the safety plan. Strictly adhere to that. Because if you don't, you're going to have Herbert at the door accommodating with CPS.
Yeah, we don't want to have Herbert at the door. No, sir. Nope.
With CPS.
No, we don't want that. So avoid Herbert at all costs, people. All right, Herbert, I'll see you tomorrow night,
Yes.
my brother.
All right, take care.
All right, everybody, that was it. That was a good show. Carrie, thank you so much for being here with us, hanging with us. Carrie's going to start working hard to get some more people in here with us. Yes, Herbert is a smart man, and so are you, a smart woman, Carrie. Guys, listen, this is a very serious thing. Get some people in here so they can watch this damn show with us. There's a lot of information that people are missing that we need to have. It's almost like an hour isn't even long enough, and it's not. So, rally some people up, please. Get in here, watch this stuff, and learn it, because this stuff could save your life. I'm CPS Punisher. I'm out of here.